If you have not done this quest, get ready to cry. The story begins, as so many tragedies do, with a woman who has lost everything. Her name was Diasha. She had been a brilliant stylist, someone who understood how light moved, how things could glow even in the deepest dark. But brilliance is cold comfort when the sea swallows your husband and child in a single, indifferent night. Ferdinand. Bol. Names she could no longer speak without something in her chest caving inward. She did not go to the misty forest to survive it. She went there to disappear into it. But the forest, which takes so much, gave her something instead. In the deepest thicket, she found a tiny shroomling, alone, frightened, luminous eyes wide with the terror of a creature who does not understand why it has been abandoned. Diasha looked at her and saw the same fear her daughter must have felt in her final moments. She named the shroomling Bolvava, Happy Bol, a name stitched together from mourning and hope. For years, the two of them were each other's entire world. Eventually, they left the forest depths for its edge, building a small hut on the Elderwood Wharf, where they could watch the waves together, instead of running from them. But Diasha could not stop thinking about the dark. She had watched sailors' lights vanish into the mist and never return, and she began to wonder, then to obsess, what if a light could be made that the dark could not swallow? She failed hundreds of times, but she kept going, because there is something in the love of a mother who has already buried one child that cannot be exhausted. The night she finally succeeded, she held the lantern over sleeping Bolvava. As long as it is lit, I will always be able to find you. She named it the luminous sea lantern. Ships given up for lost came home. Families reunited on fog-drenched docks. And when she felt Bolvava was grown enough, Diasha raised a sail. She wanted to bring the lantern to every coast where darkness still claimed lives. She promised to return by spring. The sea had already taken her past. Now it took her future too. Bolvava waited and waited. Then, without quite deciding to, she stopped waiting and started searching. She could not hold the truth of her mother's death in her mind. Instead, she convinced herself that Diasha was simply lost in the forest, just as she had once been lost, before a woman with a lantern found her. So Bolvava took the golden lantern and went back into the misty forest. She walked for decades. Whenever she encountered lost travellers, she guided them to safety. But she never stopped walking, already looking past them, for the face she needed to find. This was the figure sailors told stories about. The luminous Envoy. Not a spirit, not ancient magic, just an elderly shroomling with a fading mind and a mother's lantern, walking through the dark in an act of love so faithful it had outlasted memory itself. It was Nikki who finally put the pieces together. Old letters, warped diaries, recipes for a light that would never go out. She brought them to Bolvava gently, the way you carry something that might shatter. The memories returned slowly, then all at once. Watching the same water that had swallowed the only person who had ever chosen her, Bolvava finally understood what she had spent a century trying to find. Mom. She hung the original lantern at the harbour, not to search anymore, but to welcome, because the light didn't have to mean I'm looking for you. It could mean I'm still here, and you are still with me. And at the end of it, after all the mist, and all the years, and all the loss, there was somehow a kind of embrace. Not the real thing, never quite the real thing, but the memory of warmth, which is sometimes all we have, and which is, in the end, enough.